Hello everyone, welcome back to our video lecture. Alright, today I am going to discuss the cost and schedule control, and we're going to begin with the S-curve. The cost and schedule control is one of those tools that we use as a project manager to monitor the status of our project. It is in this particular area to where we are going to monitor the 4Ms. So again, as a review, what are the 4Ms in construction industry or in every given project? We have the first M, which is the manpower. Those are your labors. And of course, we have the materials, we have the money, and we have the machinery. So all of those resources are the one that we need to control as a project manager. First and foremost, we need to keep in mind that as a project manager, it is your goal to finish the project on time, under budget, or on budget, and within the specifications. And of course, we have to finish it safely. Those are the four key elements that will dictate whether a particular project is successful or not. So again, for the first topic that we're going to discuss for the cost and schedule control is the S-curve. S-curve later on is one of those tools that we use as project manager to monitor our project, whether they're really behind schedule or they are over budget or under budget. All right, so what are the important cost and schedule control? Okay, first, through the benefits of controlling cost and schedule is to detect there is an early detections whether there will be an overruns in the field, overruns in time, or over budget. Okay. The second one is to provide any remedy, a solution or actions to whatever the problems that we found through that control system. And the third one is, of course, as a project manager, we want to always bring profit to our company. It is a profit that helps us keep our project or our company going in order to continue to exist. All right, so the second question is that what does an effective cost control system monitor? Well, there are things that we need to monitor to make it effective as a control system. The first one is we are going to control the current project status, help us to see the overview or the whole picture to where we at a given period of time, okay, as compared to our baseline or as compared to whatever the initial schedule that we have created. The second one is the effectiveness of the work progress. We're going to make sure that the method, the techniques that we're using is efficient. That means that we are reducing time, money, and effort at every given stage or every given task or activity. So those are things that create that effective cost control in monitoring. All right, the third question will be who uses cost control information? Well, of course, first and foremost, the one who man the entire project, the captain of the project, who is the project manager. The project manager is the one who make the decisions at every given time, at every given point for the project, a timely decision. So that is very important for them to make a sound, concrete decision. Well, there must be a basis for them to come up with that particular decision. Remember, for you to be successful, you need to apply your judgment and your decision-making skills. All right, the second one is the estimator for their historical database. It is the estimator as well as the scheduler who supply information to the project manager to provide the status of the budget and the status of timing at every given point in the project. The vice president, of course, they are interested with whether we're losing money or do we need to bring in additional costs for the project. So they're more uninterested with the cash flow of the project. Accountants, as another important individual who is looking at the needs of the cost control informations for them to adjust any of their cash flow, the coming in and coming out of the money for the company. Okay, they use also to plan or evaluate the most effective way to package the activities, how they will be able to provide a solution to a particular problem in the project so that they will be able to bring it back on track. All right, so one of those tools that we use to control or to determine the status of a given project is using the S-curve. Well, they use S-curve because as you plot the money or the duration, it actually resembles like a distorted S. That's why they call it the S-curve. However, the technical term for that is the cumulative production curve or the cumulative cost for the project. Okay, it can be used to represent both production quantities and cost expenditure. It uses a baseline for the budget because the estimated cost and the schedule that you develop at the beginning, that is where we're going to use as the ideal, as a baseline for the actual schedules that we have. So having that baseline, we will be able to plot the actual amount, actual schedule, and if that particular actual data is above the curve, well, that prompt you as a project manager to examine, okay, and look at what's going on the project. And that's the reason why those logbook at the end of the day, the project manager will use those to evaluate and find what's going on, what's the problem at a particular point in time, for them to be able to create a plan, to create a solution or actions to that particular problems. Okay, so again, if the actual, as you plot them, you're going above the curve, it only means two things. One, it's either actually four things. One, it's either you are over budget or under budget. The second one is whether you are, the third and the fourth one is either you are behind schedule or you are ahead of the schedule. So those are the four things that will prompt you as a project manager for you to make a decision. All right, so there is a procedure on how you are going to create the S-curve. In our case, as usual, I uploaded a supplementary documents that will back up our videos and our PowerPoint that will help you and guide you through the lectures. All right, and I'm going to show you in a bit. So what is the procedure in creating the S-curve? First and foremost, you have the data, you have the activities, you have the duration, you have the cost in each of those activities. That should be prepared at the beginning. Okay, then the next thing you have to do, you have to draw the Gantt chart. Okay, and then we're going to determine the cost slope, which is the cost per day, and I'm going to show you how to calculate that. Okay, based on the Excel. Then we're going to draw the schedule, cost schedule, or the production schedule of the project. Alright, so this is an example. We have the Gantt chart with the corresponding cost in each of the activity, and then we're going to draw the curve. In our case, we are going to use Excel program to develop those. Alright, so to do that, I want you to go to your Blackboard. So this is our Blackboard right now. So what I want you to do is go into the forms and documents. Okay, so from here you will find the forms that we'll be needing. It says here the S-curve form, okay, and that is very important, okay, that you need to download that so that you'll be able to follow what we're having in the lecture. All right, so you have to download that, save that to your folder. Okay, the folder should be the one that you created under your CNBD 2335, and you may need to call it as forms, and you may need to save that into that particular form. Okay, all right, so once you open that, it should give you this. Okay, the other things that I want you to download, if we have, probably we don't have that in here, but you could create your own Gantt chart making use of the S-curve. So you just open an Excel and then put the activity and the durations or time at the top. So you'll be needing the Gantt chart using Excel, and you're going to use the form that we have in Blackboard. Alright, so let me go back into our lecture here. So this is example. We will be creating this using the Excel, and we will be doing some calculations per given time. All right, so let's illustrate the principle of the S-curve. Okay, so again, the S-curve is a display of a cumulative cost or the labor hours or other quantities plotted against time. This is a very important tool for the project manager to help them view the status or the conditions of the project. So we've given here the problem. We're asked to draw the S-curve. So first and foremost that you're going to do is to draw the Gantt chart, and to do that, just follow here your activity A, B, and C start at the same time. So in my case, I have here your activity A, your activity B, and activity C. They're all starting at the same time, and it gives you the durations. What you do is just go ahead and shade that. You can use whatever color that you want. Shade that. We have 4 days, and shade your activity B with another color if you want. You could use the same color. It's only 1 day as given in the examples. That's 1 day. C is 12 days. So what you do is just shade up 12 days here up to the 12, and do that for the rest of the other activities. So you have to plot them. Take note, if you are preceded by different activity, say for example, in this case here, activity I is preceded by activity C, F, and G, whichever is the latest of those three activity, that will be the one that you are going to follow, because you need to make sure that all of these activities C, F, and G should be finished before you move on to your I. So if I'm going to show that here, okay, your I, okay, should follow your three activities. And what are those activities? C, F, and G. So in this case, we need to make sure that your C is completed, your F must be completed, and your G must be completed, which here in this case the latest is your activity, your F, which end on the 22nd. So we're going to follow that. So your I should follow the latest of your C, F, and G. So that's why we follow that, and that gives you a durations of 10 days. Did you get it? All right, so that's how you're going to calculate it. All right, now how do we calculate the cost slope? You can calculate it manually, and you put that in here on those boxes, which is just simply cost total divided by the duration, and that should gives you the cost slope. However, I ask you to use this format from Blackboard. That's why I asked you to download it. So what you do is just plug in those given information. Again, we have this shaded portion here. Don't mess up any of those formulas because those are pre-created. So what I want you to do is just plug in those number, okay, and it will automatically calculate this. But it's just simply this value here divided by this, and that should gives you that value. Okay, that's how you're going. Just in case you mess up with this one, to get this value, you just need to divide the cost divided by the duration. All right, and the total cost of project is just the sum of all of this. So to create this sum here, you just need to click this auto sum, or you can just plug into your calculator and add all of these values here, and that should gives you a total cost of 145,500. All right, so once you have the cost slope, the next thing you have to determine now, as based on our step, is to determine which activity that's starting the soonest. And you will notice here that I put those red line here that will identify those activity that start the soonest, which means that which activity that will start next. So in this case, we're going to begin on 0 day. The next one that will start soon is your activity E, which will start on the second day, which is actually end of activity 1, which begin on the next day. The next one that you are going to draw a line is the next starting point, and that will be your activity D, and that will be on the 4th day, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this will be the next starting. Okay, this is the next starting point. This is the next starting point, and this is next starting point. Once you draw the Gantt chart and identify the starting point, you're ready to calculate. Remember, this is a cumulative graph, which means that we add up values. That is cumulative means. So in our case, at day 0, there is no expenses. At day 1, that is the start on the second day, the expenses is incurred by activity A, activity B, and activity C. And to do that, we have the calculation. This is our calculation. At day 0, our calculation is 0. At day 1, it is incurred by activity A, activity B, and activity C. You must be asking, how do we get those 2,000, 2,500, 2,000? Those are the costs per day. So where did we get up? From our Excel. This is where we get them. Okay, so this is what we have on the Excel as well too. 2,000, 2005, 2,000. Okay, that's where we get those values here. Okay, and those are the expenses per day. Okay, so that is the cost slope. That's where we get those numbers that we plug in here. So which means that at the end of day 1, we have spent 6,500. Okay, then at day 4, okay, we have here now on your Gantt chart on day 4, that is the next one now. So here, this one here, okay, this is your next line. At day 4, the cost will be the sum of all the costs to the left of your. So again, in this case, we are going to add cost to the left of that line. So we're going to add all of those values. So in that case, we only add those values that we already calculated plus the values in between the previous line and the current line. And to do that, we have here now day 4. We carry over the cost on day 1, which is 6,500. We bring that here, plus the cost in between your day 1 and day 4. And you notice here, y multiplied by 3. Again, if you go back into our Gantt chart, you have 3 days. 1, 2, 3. And you have all this shaded. That's why it's 3 days. Alright. And the next one is another 3 days multiplied by 200. And that is for this one here, 3 days. And then the next one has 3 days as well to up to that particular line. So how do I know it's 3 days? Count those shaded portion. If the shaded portion for your activity A is only up to the 3rd, then you have to multiply only the 2. However, since we have shaded here 3 days, then we have to multiply that by 3. That's why we have here 3 times 2,000, 3 times 2,000, 3 times 2,000, and that will give you 24,500 at day 4. The next, going back again into your Gantt chart here, the next day will be your 9th day. So what we need to do, whatever the cost that we have on day 4 plus the cost in between, that will be the cost on day 9. And that's what we have here on this calculation. Day 9, carry over the previous cost and anything in between. Okay, 5 days times 2,000, 5 days times 2,000, 5 days times 2,000. So where do we get that 5 days? Go back to your Gantt chart. Take a look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And each of those activities, C, D, and E, are all 5 days. That's why in our calculation at day 9, we have 5, 5, 5. You get it? And that will give us a total cost of 54,500 on day 9. Alright, and do the same thing on the rest as well too. Okay, so we have here now on day 13, okay, and then we have day 14, day 22, and of course I want you to calculate also the end date, that is day 30. So doing that, it will give us here now values from day 0, day 1, day 4, day 9, day 13, day 14, 22, and the last day. So again, to calculate the cumulative cost at every given point in time, again, you might be asking, when is that given point in time? It is wherever the next or the soonest activity that begin, the soonest. So in this case, I already explained it previously. We identify those by drawing a vertical line. In this case, I used the red line. Begin on 0. The next one that begins soon is activity E. The next one will begin. Next is your D. That's where we draw the line. The next one that will begin will be your G and H. That's on the line. The next one that will begin soon is your J. The next one that will begin soon is your F. We don't use the end date. We use the beginning. I want you to take note of that. Okay. And then the next one that will begin soon is your activity H. Okay. And then add up all the costs. The first one, 0 at the beginning. The next one will be the cost to the left. That's why I have here the arrow, adding all the costs to the left of the line. Okay. So doing that, it will allow you to calculate those expenditure at every given time. Okay, so we have here all of those values now. The key here is that we don't need to start from 0. We can carry over the previous costs, as your 3.5, we carry over to that, and anything in between the previous line to the current line, that's the only thing that you're going to add more, okay, into it. So that gives you this value, 6.5, 24.5, 54,500, 82,500, 88,500, 121,500, and 145,500. The reason why I asked you to calculate as well your day 35 is to make sure that we got the total cost, because based on our calculation, okay, on your graph, the total cost should be equal to 145,500. If that last calculations that you have here does not equal to 145,500, you mess up, okay, in your calculation. You may need to go back and recheck all your addings, okay, your addition. Okay, so again, guys, if you miss out this step, if you don't get them, I explain them as well into the supplementary documents. I uploaded them into the Blackboard as well and provide the explanation in each of those values. Alright, So the next thing you have to do now, once you have all those calculated values, go back now to your Excel. Scroll down, you will find another table. This will be the next table. You have a shaded portion as well too. Don't mess up with those. Now if you have here a value, disregard those. If it is a deviation, say for example here you have additional information like division 0, you can just delete those. Okay. Alright, so in this case here, plug in now those values. These are the values that we have. Okay. So when you go back here, we plug in the values that we calculated in the previous slide. Okay, it will automatically calculate this in your Excel. What you need to do is just plug in the values that we calculated previously. 6.5. We have 24,500, 54,500. Plug in here in this column budgeted cost, and it automatically calculate here. And notice again, the number should be increasing. If you have a value that are decreasing or erratic, you mess up again. Go back to your calculation and look at which part that you mess up, because this one, it's cumulative. They should be all increasing. Alright, is that clear? Once you have that, plug in here and it will give you this value here. Alright, and then how do you add the curve? I'm going to show it to you. So the first thing you have to do is go to your insert. Okay, you have here insert tab. Click that. Alright, and then what I want you to do is you have to go into the line area. So this is the line option here. I want you to find that. It's on the chart area. So on the line, click that one, and I want you just probably use the first one here, first of those line that has a dot on them. So once you click that one, so it will give you this, alright, this chart. In my case, it's blank. Some of you may have numbers or graph. It's just fine. Don't break out. We could delete those. Alright, once you have this one, make sure you are in the design, okay, area here, and then I want you to go to say select data. Okay, click that one, so it pop up this dialog box. In your case, if you have information here, just remove those. Remove to clean it up. Alright, in our case, we are going to add values. So we're going to click add. This is your vertical axis. So we're going to add. Don't worry about this one here. We need to go into your series values. Okay, this one here. Alright, so with that, I want you to click this arrow here. Click that and click this one here. And I'm sorry, click this one, and then I want you to select these days. I want you to click all of this one here. See that running? Okay, that's the one that you are going to select, and then click back. So it gives you now the curve. Okay, again, it's on the series values, not on the series name. It's on the series values. I repeat, it's on the series values, and then click OK. All right. Then the only thing that we need to change now is this 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's not the value that we need. It is your percentage. Okay. Sorry about that. Let me remove this one. What we need on the vertical is your percentage. Okay, so I want you to remove it. Add back. Sorry about that. Add. Click this one. Select this value here. That is the one that we need. Okay, because that is the cumulative graph. Again, we only did the series values, and click OK. All right. And here we are going to change it on the edit. Again, you can always go back to the video if you miss some of these steps, okay, or you can stop and rewind it, and then click edit. Again, click this one, and then I want you to select the days. There you go, and then click back, and then click OK. So it gives you now the x-axis, which is in time. That's it. We already have the curve. We just need to probably make this one a little bit better. Okay, we could create under design, we have the odd chart element, just like the one that we did in previous exercises for Gantt chart scheduling. Okay, so again, go to your add chart element, click this downward arrow, and I want you to probably put some of those grid line if you wanted. Okay, so we have here this. Okay, you may need to select them all. Okay, so how do you know if you already selected them? It is usually highlighted. In my case, it is highlighted in gray. Alright, the last one that I'm going to select is the last primary vertical. It changed a little bit on the graph areas. Alright, the next thing that we're going to add is the title on the y-axis and on the x-axis. So in that case, we are going to provide legend, data label, or axis title, axis title. So we're going to add the primary horizontal. We're going to add also the vertical. So you will notice here it gives us those. Why don't you just click those, okay, and replace that with percentage, cumulative percentage, okay, cumulative percentage, and on the x-axis just click that and replace the text, and this one is the days. Alright, so you have the cumulative. So how do you change the text? You just need to click it, then click inside, and you should be able to replace the text. So here on the chart title, we are going to replace that with project S-curve. And there you go. You should be able to create. And then in your assignment or laboratory exercise, I want you to print this one into one page. Alright. So how do you do that? You just need to go to File, okay, and then go to Print. Okay. You may need to go and do page setup, and I want you to go and say fit to one page, and then click OK, so that it will fit into one page. But one thing that I want to emphasize here is that I want you to supply the project name, the location, contractor. Just create a fictitious, make sure that you're going to put your name here. Alright, and then the next thing you have to do now is just print, okay, one page. You may need to save that by using Microsoft Print to PDF. Alright, choose this one here so that you will be able to save it and attach that to your submission. Okay, so print Microsoft Print to PDF, but make sure that you print it in one page. So how do you do that in one page? Go to page setup, okay, and then say here fit to one page, portrait, fit to one page, and then click OK. And then on your print, make sure that you select Microsoft Print to PDF, so that you will be able to save that into your file drive and then attach that when you submit your lab exercise. Alright guys, so I believe that is the S-curve. Alright. Alright, the next thing that we're going to talk about will be the earned value, and I am going to discuss in our next slide, our next session. Alright, that is for now. I encourage you to download again the supplementary material. If you have any question, please let me know. I'm here to help you, to guide you. Shoot me an email if you have any questions or any problems related to the course, and I'll try my best to reply to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, till next time, thank you so much for your time, and you can always go back to our videos if you want to repeat it. Alright guys, thank you.